the concept of personhood can be very complex, confusing, and pose a variety of questions, such as what is a person, what makes up one's personhood, and are these Instagram girls real persons? All of these are valid questions. So, in regards to philosophy, person is a very particular term, in the sense that the concept of what makes someone a person is severely different from the definition of a human. So, what exactly is a human?
Because you're human, and I was human. I am human, still.
A human being is a culture-bearing primate classified as a Homo sapien. Human beings are anatomically similar and related to great apes, but are distinguished by a more highly developed brain and capacity for articulate speech and abstract reasoning. Essentially, human makes up the DNA/materialistic side of things, so a union of flesh and spirit. On the other hand, persons are considered to be moral and possess free will. John Locke describes a person as a thinking, intelligent being with self-consciousness and rationality. Furthermore, other philosophers describe persons and humans differently. For instance, Plato believed that we are just minds trapped in a body. On the other hand, René Descartes believed that we are like the captain of a ship, our mind being the captain and our bodies being the ship. Overall, personhood is an essential feature for legal systems. Persons are defined as having at least one right, which is the right to life, thus differentiating us from property. However, there have been many different conflicting definitions in regards to when someone is classified as a person or not. For instance, on the topic of abortion, Judith Jarvis Thomson believes that the line between person and non-person should be drawn at some point before the birth of the child. Thomson further argues that although a fetus may be considered a person, there are cases when an abortion could be permissible. Thomson is essentially arguing whose rights should be prioritized in specific cases. Now, I'm not a pregnant woman or anything, but personally I feel as if this is a pretty logical way to approach the situation. Like, say if a pregnant woman knew she was at risk of dying from giving birth, she probably wouldn't want her child to grow up without a mother, so her rights should be prioritized in that situation.
Think you should keep it?
It's a baby. If someone was raped and she gave birth and she decided to kill her 3-year-old child.
Moving on from that, another concept mentioned in regards to personhood is the person versus property debate. Property is best defined as a thing or things belonging to someone, so essentially it's someone's possession. Now, Peter Singer felt as if apes shouldn't be declared as property, so Peter, alongside Paula Cavalieri, founded the Great Ape Project. The goal of the Great Ape Project is to change apes' legal status from property to person. Now, this doesn't mean that we'll see apes voting and alongside us at Starbucks. Anyway, Singer wanted to give apes at least one right, the right to life. Peter felt this way because he believed apes possess the theory of mind, which is essentially the heart of what it means to be human. It's the ability to think about what others are thinking. This was tested in apes by using eye tracking software and other techniques that showed apes have the ability to predict and imagine someone else's reality, thus drawing more similarities to humans. Anyway, with regards to the concept of determining if one is a person or not, many factors come into play. For instance, at this moment one can argue that our society is the most advanced it has ever been. So, with all these technological advancements, it can be sometimes challenging when determining if someone is a person or robot. Luckily, thanks to Alan Turing and his Turing test, he was able to test the machine's ability to exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to or indistinguishable from that of a human. The Turing test has been seen many times in modern society, including the movies Ex Machina, Blade Runner, etc. Furthermore, continuing on from the topic of determining if someone is a person or not, with the developments of technology and the increased use of social media over the years, more and more people have been developing digital identities online, thus allowing us to create our own unique identity or digital personhood. Digital personhood is a term used to discuss recognition of a human being as having the status of a person in the electronic realm. With the number of people on social media nowadays, it is important to understand just how complex our digital identities really are. Anyhow, personhood can also be connected to a variety of other topics, such as free will.
Young Flame here in sicko mode.
Okay, so basically, determinists believe persons have no free will, everything is guaranteed by the laws of nature, blah blah. However, the real intellectual compatibilist David Hume believes that people are free as long as they are doing what they want to do. So essentially, as long as you believe that you're doing what you want to be doing, that's all that should matter. overall, although the concept of personhood can be complex at times and has quite a few different concepts attached to it, it is important to understand so that the next time someone asks if you are a person, you can explain to them how you know.